And we're back. This time I'm going to show you how to colorize a black and white photo. Let's open a black and white photo. You will find that in the description below. Give it a new name and press Ctrl J to copy it. We will have the original as a backup and we'll work on the copy. Now open an adjustment layer, hue and saturation. Click on Colorize. We will take care of the background first. So I have this mint green. That looks nice. On the left you can adjust the hue saturation adjustment layer, and on the right there is the layer mask. Click on the layer mask and press Ctrl I to inverse it and make it invisible completely. Now grab the brush tool and make it white. You can change between fore and background color by pressing X or by clicking on this double arrow over there. But for the background we don't want to use the brush tool, we want to use the bucket tool. So let's first make a selection of our model. I'm going to speed up this process a little bit. If you have never made a selection of a model in an image, just look in the description below. I have made a specific video about that. Check out that video and then come back to this one. After we've made a selection, grab the paint bucket tool. Make sure your foreground color is white. But first click on select and inverse our selection so that we have everything on the image except the model selected, and then click on our layer. Obviously you have to have the layer mask selected, and now our background is in that mint green. We're going to work on some details now with our brush tool. Make sure to use the X button to change between black and white, to reveal and conceal. Move in with your Alt key and the mouse wheel, and you can move around in the image with the little hand cursor tool by holding the space bar and using your mouse. I'm going to speed this up once more. So now we're done with the background. We'll rename our adjustment layer, and now we open a new adjustment layer. Once again, hue and saturation. This time we want to take care of the skin, so I have this orange tone. Click on the layer mask of the adjustment layer, press Ctrl I to inverse it. And as you can see, now we can use the brush tool to give our model a natural skin color. Make sure not to affect the eyes and the lips. We will give them a separate color with more adjustment layers later on. And when you find parts of your selection that overlap with the background, just go back to the layer mask of our background adjustment layer and work on these little areas as well. The more time you put in such a Photoshop project, the better the results will look. So it depends on what you want to do. If you just want to learn how to do it, just go over it quickly. No problem with that. But if you work on an actual project for a client, you surely should put in a bit more time and work on the details. So we're done with the skin. We'll rename that as well, call it skin. Have a new adjustment layer, hue and saturation. This one will be our lips adjustment layer. Colorize. We use a red tone for that. Maybe we'll increase the saturation slightly. Once again, click on the layer mask, then press Ctrl I, and now we'll go over the lips. Make sure your foreground color is white to reveal. Adjust the size of the brush if you have to. After done, press X and then conceal the little areas in which you've painted too much to make it even look better. That looks good. One more adjustment layer, hue and saturation. This one's for the eyes. Colorize, and we'll make the eyes blue. That looks fine. Activate the layer mask, Ctrl I, zoom in, and now paint with the white color with your paintbrush tool over the eyes. Maybe that blue is a bit too strong, but no problem. We can always go back to our adjustment layer, decrease the saturation, play around with the lightness, and it looks a bit more natural. The best thing with this method is if you forget something, like I did over here, the hands, you can always go back to the layer mask of your skin adjustment layer and then paint over the areas once again. So it doesn't really matter. You can always go over areas once again, adjust them, tweak them, twist them, turn them, whatever you want to do with it. It's a non-destructive way to work with your original image. That's the reason why you should always use adjustment layers instead of painting directly over your original image. When you're done, zoom a little bit out and try to find areas that you might want to improve. But this is the basic method. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.